Bears lose to the Lions 34-30, a 6-game losing streak tied for last place in the NFC North. Let's say hello to Hall of Famer, former member of the Super Bowl 20 winning Chicago Bears, the DANIMAL, number 99. It is Dan Hampton, and I want you to know that I have a doctor on speed dial just in case to check your blood pressure.
Well, it's not so much my blood pressure anymore, but it should be Matt Nagy's. Pete, you know, when you look at a team that is desperate, we went through years of Tressman and Fox and Lovey, and they didn't lose 6 in a row. So we are in desperate waters right now, and you know, a lot of it has to do with the fact that the coaches have been less than what they're capable of. They're making a lot of mistakes, but the players, for whatever reason, have not been willing to engage. For instance, think about this. You know, we all want to say, oh, Khalil Mack, you know, he's a non-factor, blah, blah, blah. Well, Detroit was doing some smart stuff yesterday. They were saying, we're not going to let Khalil Mack take over this game. We're going to make sure we get a couple of helmets on him, stop him, and we're only going to run two-man routes. And yet that was, a successful way to attack our defense. So we're getting some effort at the right times in the right places, but not enough. And I got to tell you, we're just a dumb football team to lose that game yesterday. How do you snatch defeat from the jaws of victory in 5 minutes? There you go.
Well, let's break down the game. They had a nice start. Cordero Patterson had a nice run back. Of course, they didn't score a touchdown. We settled for 3, but they drove the ball all the way down. They ran the ball in the first half. What happened in the second half, Hamp?
That's poor coaching. You know, the old saying is you feed it to them till they stop it, right? If Montgomery starts off the game like he did in Green Bay and then this past week, and then we go away from it, we're done. And there's consequences to being stupid. And unfortunately, you know, the play where Trubisky was sacked and stripped. Now think about this. We know that the kid has got a lot of limitations. And what's the first one? Well, he struggles to process in the pocket, make decisions in a 7-step drop situation. So the most critical play of the game, we get that first down, we run the clock out. It's the most important play of the game. Dumbasses put him in the 7-step drop. Fetty gets run over and the ball stripped, and it's basically game, set, match.
I don't understand. 3rd and 4, we're on our own 17-yard line. Why would they put Trubisky in that situation? I know that. You know that. Shouldn't the coaches know that?
The only thing I can think of is they're trying to impress the other coaches by saying to themselves, oh, nobody expects me to make the Trubisky do something, you know, that he can't do. So I'm going to call that play. And then when he does it, I'll look like a genius and I'll get the next coaching job in Houston or wherever the hell. So that's the only thing I can think of is they keep trying to impress each other with their outside the box thinking and their calls that make no sense or rhyme or reason.
It's infuriating to me that they keep doing this over and over, which means something has to change. But here's my question to you. As I'm watching the game yesterday and I'm texting my brothers, what's the next step here, Hamp?
George McKeskey has obviously, he's been put into a position. And there's been a lot of calls for the head of Ted Phillips. Ted Phillips has been the so-called president. Now, what the hell does that mean? What is he doing? Is he up there every day making decisions about who gets the ball and what cornerback is going to play nickel? And no, he's not. And Ted Phillips, you know, I don't know how old he is, maybe almost 70. It's time he retires. For the destiny of the franchise, you've got to make a lot of changes, whether it's the coach, the quarterback, all that. And let me just say, I've said this a million times, but it has to be pointed out one more time, that the reason Nagy and Pace were coach of the year and general manager of the year or executive of the year is because of Vic Fangio and his work with the defense. Ever since Vic left the building, everything has imploded.
Right.
Every aspect of the team.
Well, let me ask you this. So if you had a magic wand, you were the guy in charge. There's been one constant over the last 20, 21 years. That's Ted Phillips. Do you start with him? You get rid of Ted? Do you get rid of Ryan Pace? Do you get rid of Nagy? You just clean house?
They need somebody that has been successful within the structure of the NFL for a number of years, and just say, whatever it takes, we need you to run our operation. Now,
so where do you go? Do you go to Kansas City? They always have.
We did that. Been there, done that. Nagy, not working.
No, I mean, do you go get an executive in Kansas City and start from there, or do you go to Pittsburgh and grab an executive and work your way down?
My decision, I would look at the 5 winningest teams over the last decade.
Right.
Contact their general manager and say, we want to be what you are. What do I have to do to get you to come? If they say, well, I don't, then who would you get, and ask them? I mean, it's not that hard. Hey, if you play golf, you know somebody that knows what the hell's going on and who can get it around the course. And if you don't, ask somebody that's good, they will know. So, I mean, but I'm just saying, if they do decide to make a change at the coaching, there's a guy in Tennessee, his name's Arthur Smith. He's the offensive coordinator, and they could be a template for what the Bears could be. Okay, whether or not you keep Trubisky, which I don't think he's going to be kept. We don't have a dome like Minnesota or Detroit. So, unless you have an Aaron Rodgers, you're not going to have a Hall of Fame performance every week by a quarterback. So what do? You try to build an offense around a running game and play action like Tennessee. That's what Arthur Smith has done. You saw them make a run in the playoffs last year where they gave everybody fits. So that would be a template. So again, it's not that hard. If I wanted to build a house, I don't go find some tent manufacturer. I find a contractor that's built a house that everybody thinks is in, exemplary form. So, hey, again, it's going to cost a lot of money. Think about this, that Nagy went out and hired 3 more offensive coaches this year. Those are at least 2 or 3 year packages. He's got 2 more years on his package. Ryan Pace has got 1. It's going to cost a lot of money. But all that being said, I'll leave you with this because I got to get. But here's the one thing. Whatever the Bears, I think they're the 5th most valued franchise in the NFL. How much more valuable would that franchise be if Ryan Pace would have picked Patrick Mahomes as the quarterback? Or even Deshaun Watson? Now, that's what I'm saying. How much are these idiot decisions costing you? Think about this. Mike Glennon got paid $21 million to be a stooge.
Right.
So I'm just saying, it's the money, on one hand, you say, well, can I eat it? You can't afford not to.
Yeah, a lot of bad decisions. Hamp, always good to see you. Thanks for taking time, buddy.
Thank you, Petey.
The DANIMAL, everybody.